You're watching the Flying Dutchman podcast.
Well, here we have a gaggle of three what are RF-101Hs. And they were originally F-101 Charlie's C's. That's how they were built. And then they were sent, 31 of them were sent to be modified by the Lockheed Aircraft Service Company in Ontario, California. And they were converted to be unarmed reconnaissance aircraft and given to the Air National Guard. So their radar and armaments were removed, new nose cones that housed the cameras were installed, and then they were redesignated RF-101Hs. Now there were already RF-101Gs in the Air Force, and they for the active Air Force in Vietnam. So the only really difference is that the RF-101H had a strengthened airframe. So along with the RF-101G, the RF-101H did serve with tactical reconnaissance squadrons, however, with the National Guard, the Arkansas National Guard, Kentucky National Guard, and the Nevada National Guard out of Reno, and that was started in 1970. Now, in 1971, the Air National Fleet of RF-101Hs were reassigned, and they were all sent. The Arkansas and Nevada RF-101s were sent to Kentucky. And then Kentucky sent their RF-101Gs over to Arkansas. And then Nevada ended up with the RF-101Bs as a result, because they had sent Kentucky their RF-101Hs. And so eventually, by 1979, there were no more RF-101s. And here we can see one slipping up to the boom. And what these are from the Nevada National Guard RF-101Hs. And that's the Nevada desert below them. And this is probably getting close to their final sorties before they were handed over to the Kentucky National Guard. And then they received their RF-101Bs. And by that picture, it's a two-man crew. I guess the advantagers were an extra set of eyes, maybe precise navigation, I don't know, but it just looks ugly with that bump. And those came from Canada, actually. They took 31 of those and converted them with reconnaissance, because originally they were the two-seat interceptors. So here he is coming off the boom, and I want you to notice the boom plugs into the aircraft, because we're going to see something a little different with the Thunderchief. Well, speak of the devil. So this is an F-105F Thunderchief. And we know it's an F because there's no ALQ bulges underneath the leading edge of the intakes. And he's hanging off the boom. This is most likely with the 560th. It's got that checkered black and white checkered tail with the yellow band. So they're going into a gentle turn. And that's what would be termed a gentle turn. A lot of times fighter pilots would accuse tankers of dragging them through bad weather and the such, but where they're at right now, this here particular scene is obviously in the winter time. Again, above the Nevada desert, we have the training unit, and we're going to see a little white, what people might think, oh, that's a bomb, oh, that's a fuel tank. But I was told that that's called a bivet, and we'll see that in a moment. Now, the F-105 Thunderchief was unique in that it could refuel with the probe that comes out, and we'll see that in a minute. And it can also be plugged into. There is a receptacle just behind that black nose on the very top. Yeah, we can see there's your Thunderchief, such a slick jet. And there again, there's that checkered tail that we know it's with the 560th Training Squadron out of McConnell Air Force Base, Kansas. And you see that probe coming out of the side just to the front left, and there we are, we're plugged in. So we know this wasn't the same mission that was flown with the Voodoos, because that basket has to be attached on the ground. And nowadays our tankers fly with them. They could do either or. That started with the KC-10, and then other countries fly different tankers with the same ability. So again, here we are high over the Nevada desert. He's come off the probe, or the drogue actually, and now here comes another F-105. And we know it's another one, And look at underneath its belly. Oh yeah, see, now they're going into the bad weather and probably going a little north. Some obscure little small Nevada town. But you see that white pod under the belly? And the other one's carrying as well? That's called a bivet. And what that is that carries anything that they want to bring with them on cross-country trips. And that could be clothes, bags of stuff. In some cases, there were some bivets you could actually put a golf club set in there. And they would bring those with them. So here you see his probe extended. There's another gentle turn. And you can also look at the fuel tanks, and there's really not a consistency on the paint scheme. There is on the aircraft itself, but when you look at the fuel tanks, there's always a little different variation of that. And just hanging off the wing of the tanker, I'm sure that almost looks like an empty seat in the back, and that's a crying shame. But anyway, so these guys, after they've trained on this F-105F, they would move over to electronic warfare Wild Weasel and fly in the F-105G. And the difference there is, you see that bulge? Let's get another angle look at it. There you go, that black and white bulge, that was electronic warfare. And these aircraft would actually go out and look for surface-to-air missile sites, bait them to shoot at them. And once they did, they had evasion tactics, and they would launch a high-speed anti-radiation missile that would blow the missile site up. And a lot of times, the explosion would ignite other surface-to-air missiles on the ground, and they would just take off like a wild snake, shooting all over the place. A very dangerous mission. It matured after the F-100F started that, and high casualty rate, but after a while we perfected that, and we became a little fearful that North Vietnamese radar operators would turn their radar off. So then we started using advanced missiles that would, even if they turned off their radar, it's too late, because the missile and the aircraft know where it is, and that missile's going to hit its target. After the Vietnam War, the F-4 Phantom Wild Weasel took over the mission up until probably 1995, 96. And then the F-16CJ took on the Wild Weasel mission. And there's a squadron in South Carolina, Misawa, Japan, and in Europe. So that's kind of the story behind that. But the F-105 Thunderchief, rugged airplane. It was used extensively in Vietnam before the F-4 Phantom started taking over.
140 for the position of down Red Dog 4. Roger, thank you. Red ground, this is Marlin 4. Marlin 4, go. Roger, 85 miles on the 049 radio. Is that one down? Marlin 1, over. Roger, understand. Okay. Okay, 85 to 86 miles, 049 radio. We got a good shoot, over. Red Dog's lead position. Roger, I just now crossed the red. I'm heading 240 for channel 97. I don't have DME yet.
Now you got DME.
Okay, Marlin, got one. Red Dog 2, through here. Okay, I'm off here, 4 o'clock. Roger, Marlin 4, give me the radio and DME from 97. 86 miles on the 049 radio. Let's have DME to tell Roger, 049 for how many? 86, 049 for 86, Red Dog 1, Scotch. Roger, Scotch, go ahead. Red Dog now is 92 miles on the 060 radio, channel 97. Roger, how about the troops that you followed down? What's their location? Roger, standby 1, I'll get you there.
2120 north.
2120 north.
10514.
And 10514 east for Red Dog 4. He's about, I'd say, 7 miles east of the Red River, north of Boots Hole, about the same distance. Roger, that's Red Dog 4. That's the firm, Red Dog 4.
Red Dog, you circling port?
Negative, Red Dog is now heading 242. You've got pilots circling Falling Bees right here. Okay, 3 on. Well, 6. 2, 4, well.
Did you see the city of Pluto?
Milan, as you can tell. Milan 1. Roger, I see that.
There's nothing but guns on
Milan
the
4 is at 17. Okay. Milan leads is about 3. Red Dog, do you have lead in sight? Negative. Roger, I'll make a circle. Let's go manual Red Dogs, manual Red Dogs. Red Dog, Crown. Go ahead, Crown. Roger, do you have shoots and beepers on Red Dog 4? That's affirmative. 2 good shoots and at least 1 beeper. Roger, are you going to stay in the area? Negative. Red Dog is low on fuel, now heading for the tanker. Roger, Crown. The shoots, the Milan 1 is still airborne in his cruise. I'll get you another radio here in just a second. Looks like Red Dog check. Aim to risk him. As soon as we get some camp, what's your bingo time? Red Dog check. Mark. Red Dog check. 3, you got 3 bogeys up at Red Lot High. Red Dog lead here. Check.